Welcome back, everyone. David Neeleman is still with us, and we're joined now by biophysicist and venture capitalist Dr. Andrew Bogan. Dr. Bogan, I'm just going to hand it over to you. Where would you like to pick that up? What would you like to add to what's already been discussed?
Well, I think you've captured very well the importance of doing prevalence testing on broad population samples and really understanding where we are with this disease, Steve. I think that's not known. I think studies like ours, which can be replicated very quickly around the country and around the world, should be done and will help inform what the real numbers look like.
So I just wanted to ask you to comment on this is a critical time. I think we all need to be clear about that. Decisions are being made about what comes after the April 30th national guidelines. People are wrestling with this question about how do we reopen our economies. I just would like your take, Dr. Bogan, on the two plans. Let's just start with the Scott Gottlieb plan, which it seems to me a lot of people are getting behind in Washington and elsewhere, which is let's test everyone, virus test everyone, and then we can isolate the people who have the virus and trace their contacts and so on and manage this going forward. Dr. Fauci seems to be very keen on that approach. What do you make of it?
So testing is important, but we have to realize that there may be a lot of people who have already had this disease that you will not be able to test with a PCR test for active virus, the traditional testing that's been done. You'll only be able to detect that they already had this virus if you use a serologic test like the one we did or a laboratory version of it like the one being developed at Stanford now. But I don't think it's going to be practical if the numbers of infections are as large as they might be, as you suggested earlier, to be doing contact tracing for every single infection on a global basis. I just think that there's a very real chance here that this disease has progressed much further than we realize based on the undercounting biases of the way we've been doing testing so far. And if we were able to discover that that were the case, I am very hesitant to say that it would be feasible to contact trace every single infection's contacts.
That's an incredibly important point. You made it really clearly. We have to underline that because this seems to be the direction our policymakers are going in. The other one, David, let me bring you in on this, is this idea of antibody immunity certificates that say, well, if you've had it, you can go back to work, but if the other person in your household hasn't had the virus, they just still have to stay in the shutdown. What do you make of that, David?
Well, like you mentioned, you couldn't have said it better, Steve, when you in your opening monologue. You can't let people go back to work if they don't have it because it creates this perverse incentive that you're going to go out and try and get sick, especially if you know you're not going to get that sick. But it could create a much bigger crisis. I mean, just to add, something that Andrew just said, about the mass testing, if 50% of the people who had it didn't even know they had it, and if 85% of the people had a mild case of it and never got tested, how can you trace 50% of the people who had it and didn't even know they had it? That's crazy. I mean, you can see why these numbers that are coming out of there's a study out of Denmark that shows up to 30 to 80 times as many people that were tested have the antibodies. There's a study out of Germany that says 15% of this town already has it, which is something that's like 100 times what the German test rate is today. So it's like Andrew said, this has probably gone way beyond that, and we should really focus our efforts now on identifying who's really at risk and taking care of those people. That's what we should really be doing.